The New York Rangers win their first preseason game of the 2023 season over the New York Islanders 4-2. This was a much better game to watch, definitely better than the first one against the Bruins, losing 3-0. So definitely a nice game to watch here. Taking a look at the lineup, though, on the top line, we saw top prospect Brennan Othmann on the left wing, centered by Trocheck, and then Kakko on the right wing. Then on the second line, we had Kreider, Brodzinski down the middle, and Wheeler on the right wing. And then we saw on the third line, Gaudreau, Bonino, and Pitlick, which is more than likely going to be the Rangers' fourth line. That's definitely quite a realistic possibility that could be the fourth line right there, so that was cool to see. And we also saw Adam Edstrom, a massive, 6'8", New York Rangers prospect. He can play left wing, right wing, and center, but he played left wing in this game, centered by Jake Leschyshyn, so that was cool to see as well. And Matt Rempe, another massive 6'7", 6'8" kind of guy. He also got in a fight this game and did quite well against Ross Johnston of the Islanders, so that was cool to see as well. But overall, good forward lineup there for the preseason. And on the defense side of things, we saw Lindgren and Foxy on the top pairing. Then on the second pair, we saw Miller and Trouba. And on the third pair, we saw Gustafsson, which definitely could be the Rangers' 6th D-man, as well as Mac Hollowell, the guy we picked up from the Marlies last year, played a bit with the Leafs, made his NHL debut. Only 25, just recently turned 25 as well. And he could be the top right-handed defenseman call-up as well. He's a pretty solid offensive guy, so should be interesting to see what he can do this year. But taking a look, though, at the goalies, it was Igor Shesterkin in the first half of the game. And then the second half of the game was top goalie prospect Dylan Garand. And then carrying on here, though, seeing a tweet from Vince Cagliano, a quote from Brennan Othmann after the game. He said, "Othmann on his game, I was physical, created some chances. I think I've got to shoot the puck a little bit more. I think for me, it's just I got to get rid of the junior habits. That's what training camp is for." So obviously, seems like he knows what we got to do. He was really physical this game. I thought he definitely had some really nice hits. Definitely did create some chances. He's not lying about any of these stuff he's saying here. Definitely could shoot the puck a little more. I completely agree with that. And overall, yeah, I mean, he had a great year in junior last year with the Petes, but obviously he can't do as much as he did last year with the Petes in the OHL. You're playing against grown men, pro hockey players here. It's a lot different than junior, so I'm sure there's things he's going to have to work on, but obviously he's a great young player and definitely could make his NHL debut this year with the New York Rangers. Carrying on, though, the shots ended up being 30-23 for the Rangers. Foxy pokes the puck away off of an Islanders defender. Kakko grabs it and rifles one over Varlamov's glove to make things 1-0. Tyler Pitlick, about a minute after that, so Rangers scored 2 goals in about a minute 15. Tyler Pitlick gets a rebound from Gustafsson and Gaudreau, and he just rifles another one over Varlamov's glove, I believe. So that was 2 goals in about a minute 15 over Varlamov's glove, so that was nice to see. And then a little after that, Othmann absolutely rocks Sebastian Aho, the defender, and then it ends up being a 2-minute penalty, but it was a 4-on-4 because one of the Islanders guys got a coincidental penalty because he tried to fight Othmann, so that ended up being a 4-on-4. Kreider forces a turnover on that 4-on-4 at the Islanders' blue line, gets the puck, goes down and scores a nice backhand goal in a breakaway, so that was good to see. A little after that, the Islanders get their first goal of the game off of a power play, and the Islanders D-man kind of misses the net on the shot. It bounces off the end boards right to William Dufour, who was backdoor, and just unfortunate. Igor almost got it. It was shot off his skate, but unfortunately bounced in. He almost had it, so that was the 1 goal against Igor, so not too bad. He ended up stopping 10 of 11 shots, and then Dylan Garand kind of came in the second half of the game, but overall, that was it for pretty much the first period. Othmann, though, in the first period did look absolutely fantastic, I thought. Then in the second, though, we saw a big fight between Matt Rempe, who's like 6'8", versus Ross Johnston, who I think is like 6'4", 6'5", or something. It was a pretty good fight. Overall, they were chirping at the end of the first period, and then there was a scrap in the second period. And overall, I thought it was a pretty even fight overall. I mean, you could probably argue, I guess, maybe Rempe won, but it was pretty close overall. I'd probably give it a tie, but nice to see the young guy, Rempe, young prospect, making a big impact there, fighting Ross Johnston. He's a pretty tough guy himself, so it was a cool fight to see. Now we have back-to-back fights in preseason, which is fairly normal. And then we had a little after that, Wheeler scores on a nice spin pass from Jake Leschyshyn, so that was kind of cool to see. Jake makes a nice little spin 360 pass, if you want to call it, to Wheeler, and Wheeler just buries it for his first goal as a New York Ranger in the preseason. So that was cool to see. Wasn't really a whole lot else that kind of went on in the second period there. That was really kind of the 2 main things there. And in the third period, we saw Durando score a backdoor goal on Dylan Garand. Dylan Garand, though, I thought looked pretty solid in this game. I mean, he stopped 11 of 12 shots. The 1 goal that he let in was a nice backdoor pass to Durando, who's just kind of backdoor and kind of one-timed at home. So not a whole lot Dylan Garand could have done there, but I thought overall he did have a pretty solid game. And my final takeaways from this game, though, Brennan Othmann, the top prospect, he looked very solid out there. Looked like he belonged. Created good scoring chances, played physical. Although he didn't score, get an assist, he still had a pretty solid game overall, I thought. The goalies, Garand and Shesterkin, both look quite solid. Both the goals, just kind of unfortunate. The one goal was a backdoor on Garand. Not much he really could have done there. And then the other one was a bad bounce off the end boards where Igor almost got it. So I thought they both played pretty solid. Rempe and Edstrom look quite solid out there. Big 6'8" kind of prospects, forward guys. But obviously they had a good game. Rempe had a nice fight there. You could argue maybe one. I kind of thought it was a tie, though. Overall, though, nice to see Wheeler and Pavlik get their first goals as Rangers, and Gustafsson get his first point. He got an assist as a Ranger. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have enjoyed, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for daily New York Rangers content. I will continue to post every single day about the New York Rangers. So definitely, if you're a Rangers fan, this is the place to be. The best Rangers channel on YouTube is right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see ya.